Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Thursday, February 22nd, and the headlines warning continues for flooding conditions across much of the central and western areas of lower Michigan. That in effect until 1 o'clock. It may be extended in some areas. And again, for tonight, we got some light mixed precipitation of freezing rain, sleet, and snow, so some of the roads could be slippery. Still iffy of whether or not there will be a winter weather advisory. A lot of those off to our west. I think the best bet for winter weather advisories will probably be across northern lower Michigan as it looks right now. And then for far southern lower Michigan, maybe a little bit more in the way of precipitation, but that may be more in the form of rainfall. Our next system will come in for Saturday night into Sunday. That looks to bring around a third to maybe a half an inch, 2 to 4 tenths, something like that. Some of the models might are indicating we could see a half inch to 3/4 of an inch. I think the best bet though is around about a third of an inch or so is what I expect. We do expect colder weather to move in, but not until probably at least next week. Until then, lots of nice mild 30s and mainly 40s. So lots of decent weather as far as temperatures go, but also I think above normal precipitation. And I want to thank LAC and the crowd and all the producers out there for inviting me out to their Outlook conference yesterday. And they had a nice turnout. I think somewhere around 100 to 125 people showed up. And if we look at some of the flooding across the Chippewa area, this is some Senate pictures from William up in the Barrington area. And again, lots of flooding conditions up there here from this heavy rain. Many areas picking up between 2 to 4 inches of rain across lower Michigan. And you can see how the storm fared out yesterday. Again, our final numbers right now, we were shooting for about 1.8 to 2.3 on the forecast. We ended up at 1.96, so right in the bullseye. And you can see some of the areas, Lansing almost 3 inches, 2.99, 2.86 at Clarksville, and 2 1/3 inches over in Newaygo. Brown City also topping the 2-inch mark along with Middleton as well. As far as Thursday, our normal high is 34, the normal low is 17. You can see on this date back in 1997, 1.86 inches of rainfall for a new record. Also a new record snowfall for the date, 6.9 on that same day. So far for February, almost a degree per day below normal, so not too bad, but we're still below normal. Although I think we'll probably go up into the positive area here. Yesterday's high of 43, a low of 30 with about 3/10 of an inch of rain, most of that in the morning. And so far this morning, we've gotten down to 29 degrees. And you can see 38 inches of snow so far for the season. And on Tuesday, we had 1.13 inches of rainfall for the day, and that broke the old daily record of 55 hundredths of an inch set back in 1888. Across the area this morning, temperatures in the mid-20s to low 30s, and you can see the area in green where we have the flash flood or the flood warnings rather. And again, a lot of creeks, streams, and rivers out of their banks, so do be careful. Don't cross any roads with water going across those. Like they say, turn around, don't drown. And if we look at the satellite view this morning, this is our next system coming up. Again, the heaviest precipitation will be well down into the Ohio Valley across central and southern Ohio, back down into Kentucky and Tennessee. And again, there'll also be kind of a deformation area that'll have more in the way of wintry precipitation, but that looks like that's going to be mostly across northern lower Michigan, but there will be some sleet, freezing rain, and snow for mid-Michigan and southern lower Michigan as well. Again, you can see the heaviest precipitation is going to be closer to this boundary level across the Ohio River, but you can see kind of the area with an upper wave on the backside of that, and that's going to bring some snow, sleet, and freezing rain into the area. But again, I think the most interesting weather as far as slippery road conditions will be across northern Michigan, mainly from around the Harrison, Clare area off to the north. But again, we'll keep an eye on this. Right now, there are all kinds of winter weather advisories off to our southwest and west. Again, maybe northern Michigan, I think, has the best chance of seeing some of those advisories issued. And you can see some of that heavy rain prompting a mesoscale statement here with rainfall rates up to 1.5 inches an hour across portions of Kentucky back into Tennessee. And if we look at the precipitation according to the WPC, I think this is probably underdone. I think we'll see at least a couple or several tenths of an inch of rain over the next 7 days. Again, though, the heaviest rains will be well off to our south. And if we look at the GFS model during that same time, that looks a little bit more reasonable, about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch across much of the area, and a band of heavier precipitation to the north. And again, that very heavy precipitation across the Ohio Valley. As far as the forecast goes today, highs in the upper 30s, a 50% chance of some mixed precipitation. That won't move in probably to well after dark, and then we'll see that last into the early morning hours, and then temperatures will be mainly in the 40s right on through the weekend. Again, about a third to maybe a half inch of rain as we get into Saturday night into Sunday, and then lots of sunshine returns for Monday with highs in the low 40s. As far as Weather Watch goes this morning, you can see that extensive area of winter weather advisories off to our west. And again, we may see that extend into the eastern UP, northern lower Michigan. I think we'll be okay across much of the MAC and LAC areas. And again, a continuation of the flood warnings in effect. And again, flood watches in the Ohio Valley and some winter weather advisories due to some mixed freezing rain on the northern fringe of that system. Thanks for stopping by and have yourself a great day, and 73s to all.